I call to order the special meeting of the City of Davenport Historic Preservation Commission. The Commission has before it the consideration of the January 9th, 2018 regular meeting minutes and also the January 31st, 2018 work session minutes. Are there any changes, deletions, or additions? Hearing none.
Just a clarification, we're going to, I put a note on there that we're going to wait for the January 31st, only consideration of the January 9th minutes.
All right. I would entertain a motion to approve the January 9th minutes. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor of approving the minutes of January 9th, 2018, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the minutes are approved. We'll move on to communications. Ryan and I were talking briefly before the meeting about this photo opportunity for the Preservation Forum coming in Des Moines this summer. Are there any other suggestions from commission members? We are moving towards Alyssa's suggestion of using possibly Mother Goose as a backdrop for the commission. It's a local landmark, and also there's probably not going to be another commission to have such a unique historic landmark. So, anything you want to add, Ryan? Okay.
I sent out something to see if people were interested in going to that conference. We do have some money left over. Not a lot, but we do have some money left over from the preservation conference because fundraising was so good, and so I think it'd be a cool opportunity if we had a good showing of our Historic Preservation Commission, attending that conference. I think that'd be great, even if you just come for one day, or I think that'd be great.
Is there any other communication from commission members tonight? Seeing none, we have no old business. We'll move on to new business, and that's case number COA 18-02, and that's to replace windows at 613 West 6th Street. This is the Isaac and Mary Farber House, and it's located in the local Hamburg Historic District. Darren Wilson is the petitioner. Staff report.
I just wanted to, so you may recall this application, this one came back, and so I think we have more of an appropriate replacement window. You may recall that the first floor has a different window style than the upper stories, and they are looking to retain those style of windows. This is a wood window that's clad in aluminum. This commission has approved these types of windows in the past. The criteria which we're judging these on is section 1723.080, specifically proportions and materials, and so doesn't require an exact match, but we are looking for it to be similar, and also with the materials going from a wood to another wood product. So staff did find that the request is consistent with that section of the code. And we did recommend approval. Basically the old windows would come out, and within the existing frame, the new window would fit within that frame. Because of that profile, there's going to be a smaller, very marginal difference with the, it's not going to be an exact match, but very, very close. And the style of the window matches. And the full mutton would be on the outside of the window as opposed to in between the glass. We do have the rep here. Sorry about the name there. Here to answer the question. That was a copy and paste, busted. But we do have the window representative here that can answer those questions specifically if you have them, or if you have any questions for me.
I brought a picture. You can see the back of this building as it appeared around 1950. The porch is still there. I brought it for you. For the owner.
Cool porches if you have to be around.
I'll turn it over to the petitioner if the window rep would like to address the commission on the proposed windows. Sure. State your name and your business.
Hi, Jeremy Duvall with Cypher Lumber Company. Met with you folks before. Very much as what Ryan described, where our intention is to work with the homeowner who's going to be installing the windows with a crew of his into existing framed openings, keeping the exterior trim intact or being replaced. In some cases, it's in pretty bad shape, so it does need to be replaced, but that'll be on the homeowner's end. Going with the light patterns, as you can see here, lower level 4/4, where the center vertical bar is actually wider than the horizontal bar itself. We're going to replicate that look down below, and then we're going to go 4/1 on the second, third, and then eventually into the fourth floor as well. And again, that's on the outside of the glass with the spacer bar in between to look like a true divided light like it should.
Which this commission has approved with the Crescent Macaroni Factory, which also went to through the state SHPO office and then also the federal reservation office. So
quite a few projects here locally.
If there's anyone on the commission that's not aware, Marvin Windows was the first replacement window company for historic buildings in the country. I believe over 40 years ago.
It was.
Yes.
You mind talking about like the brick mold or any of the trim? That, I know we talked about that, but for the benefit of the commission, what's happening on the outside of the window?
What you can see, obviously, a lot of the trim around the or the brick mold or the trim up to the brick has rotted or deteriorated over time. A lot of that is standard 5/4 thick product that once the new windows are into the existing frames, then he can go back in with a small 1.5 inch square stock, basically is all it is, and then rewrap those windows on the exterior. So then the trim and everything to the inside, dimensions and everything should be right as exactly as they are now. There should not be any deviation in that at all. Hopefully I answered the question right.
Yes.
Okay.
Are there any questions from the commission? Comments? Dave?
Yeah. I'm really happy to see this come back with this proposal. It is a substitute material, but it's a substitute material that looks the same as the original material. And given everything that has happened to this house over time, I think this is certainly the best case scenario we could possibly hope for. I think the owner will come out with the best project overall by going the route that's being proposed now. I think the value of the property will be better than other proposals that might have been in the past. And I think it has will have a very positive impact on the rest of the neighborhood. And it's the preservation of the overall fabric of the historic district that is the major concern. And I think I think the proposal's very well done, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Any other questions or statement from commission members? Seeing none, thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
I would entertain a motion to approve COA 18-02 as presented.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? Roll call.
Cordes,
Yes.
Keel,
Yes.
McGivern,
Yes.
Franken,
Yes.
and Free.
Yes. Thank you very much and good luck. We'll move on to other business, and that's elections of officers tonight. I'll open nominations for the office of chairperson.
I'll nominate John, so it won't be me. Second.
Are there any other nominations? Are there any nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, the nominations for office of chair are closed. I will now open nominations for the office of vice chair. there a second? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I would close the nominations for office of vice chair. Ryan, roll call for both offices.
Keel? McGivern?
Yes.
Rankin? Cordis? And Free.
Yes. We have no other business tonight. We'll move on to public forum. I don't see anyone here for public forum. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second? All those in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye. Those opposed, the commission is adjourned.